Welcome once again to the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari. The clue's in the name. This is very much Ferrari home turf, and the locals will be out in force today to support their team in what we hope will be a magnificent spectacle of motorsport. On then to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Unlike most Formula One tracks, Imola is driven anti-clockwise and offers our drivers today just over 3 miles of glistening wet tarmac to negotiate. It's made up of a roughly equal split of 9 right-hand turns and 10 left-hand. Watch the drivers on the way into turn 16. Managing their speed there will be crucial, with the rain only adding to the difficulty of that downhill braking section, which then, of course, leads into the track's longest straight, though no DRS there today, of course. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Albon, Tsunoda, Gasly, Bottas, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Joe, Oscar Piastri, Sargent, Théo Pourchaire, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. Now, Ant, you know us. Professionals as we are, we don't listen to rumours all the time, just some of the time. And in the case of this driver, I think we were right to listen to those rumours because they were true.
Seems like the rumours are true, Crofty. Now, the good thing is for the driver that if you've potentially signed or had chats with a team that are going to further your career, that's all well and good. But the problem it immediately creates within your own team now is that potentially the team stop giving you inside information, and therefore you're not privy to that knowledge of where the car's going in terms of its future development.
Okay, as you know, this is the team's home race, which means it's extra important for everybody in this team. They've got friends here, they've got family here, they're all in the grandstands watching, so let's go and put on a good show for them. Radio check. Okay, so everything looks good on the power unit cycles, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature. Okay, that's not an ideal placement in your grid slot. You're going to need a good launch at the race start. Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights. Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Accumulating some wear on the MGUK. To manage this, we're going to need to lower our ERS deployment mode. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, you're doing well out there, keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain, 10 minutes. Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGUH. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep temps under control, please. Okay, the intermediate tyre seems to be the right choice for the current conditions. I think we should pit to change over now. this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. That's it, go, go, go. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit or receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Right, we're seeing a loss of power from the turbocharger now. Loss of power on the turbo. we're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment. Okay, Lewis, let's try and climb up the order. I'm setting you a new target. Push, push. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Great stuff, mate. You hit the target well there. Nice one. There's a long way to go in this race, though, so keep your head down. Managing your tyres, manage your tyres. Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 18.0 seconds. Situation's an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got for now. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, I think the track's going to be drying out quite soon. Be careful you don't burn out your tyres. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please. Charles is in the pits. Okay, off we go, back into the race. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Charles is in for his stop now. Running low on ERS. Reminder that you can play around with ERS modes in the MFD or lift sometimes and ease onto the brake pedal for some manual recharge. Okay, Lewis, lap times are a little erratic at the moment. We need consistency, so let's try and stabilise them. car behind you's just come in for the hard tyres. Car behind, running hard tyres. Good job, nice overtake. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about. Really good job on hitting that target, mate. Nice work. Still a long way to go, though. Gap to your teammate behind, 10.5 seconds. Yellow flag. Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags. Okay, we're hitting the rated limits on the MGUH. The power unit is going to be more prone to overheating. Might see some rain, ETA about 15 minutes. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race, final lap.
Gave it everything, guys. Let's keep pushing. Not the result we wanted, but still got good points.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
Well, it all came good in the end for them, but it wasn't an easy start. Not the most straightforward of days, but I think it shows great strength in an athlete as a driver when you can overcome a day like this and walk away still with a victory.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.